Hey guys, nice to see you again. Today I'm going to show you how to use rectangle command. Although this is a super basic command, you should be able to learn something in this video command reference. Just like other command reference, it will include usage, concept review exercise and answer. So let's start. Rectangle command. The shortcut is REC, quite long. I suggest you follow my another tutorial, the circle command reference. At the end of that video, I show you how to change command shortcut from REC to RR, which is much easier to type and much faster. Okay, this command allows you to draw rectangle. Because inside AutoCAD there's no rectangle object, it actually draws a polyline object for you. You will see this later. By default, you draw a rectangle using opposite corner point. Can be any opposite corner points. And you can also draw it by using different options. The first one is A, which is area. It allows you to draw a rectangle using area and length, or using area with width to draw the rectangle. You can also specify D for dimension. For this option, it allows you to specify length and width of the rectangle. And then we have R for rotated rectangle. You specify angle for the rotation. Also, you can specify property of the rectangle. For example, C for chamfer. You specify chamfer distance 1 and 2, and the rectangle will like this. E for the elevation. That means the rectangle is drawn above the ground, not on the ground. You can specify that height. And F for fillet radius of rectangle. So you draw one rectangle with the radius you specify. T for the thickness. It allows you to draw a rectangle with thickness. So this is a three-dimensional object. And W, you specify polyline width of the rectangle. Okay, so let's go to AutoCAD. To draw rectangle, either you go to the draw panel and select the rectangle command here, or you type REC for the rectangle command. Okay, so REC spacebar, and then it is asking you the first corner point. So it's looking for opposite corner point. For example, I click any point as first point, and for the other point, depend on the size of rectangle, you specify the relative distance from the first point. For example, if I draw this rectangle, I can see the second point is 1500 in X direction and 750 in Y direction from the first point. So I type 1500, 700, spacebar. And apart from using the default method, you can also draw it by specifying the area, dimension, and rotation. Let's do the area first. For example, I need to draw a rectangle with area 1.6 million, and I also know the length of it is 1600. Then I will draw it by first. I select rectangle command, click any point as the first point, and then now you can specify the area option. So select the A, and now you input the area 16 and 0000 and spacebar, and then it asks you for the length or width. I specify the length and 1600. Okay, it draws the rectangle for you with that area and length. And if you know the dimension, you can also type in length and width. For example, REC spacebar, click any point as start point first, and then you can specify dimension, and then you input the dimension, for example 1600 for the length and 1000 for the width, and then you move your mouse to define the location of the rectangle, for example here, so click. You may think that you can do it by using opposite corner. Why bother to have this? I will show you example later in the exercise. You can also draw a rotated rectangle, for example rotated 23 degrees. REC spacebar, click any point, and then you specify rotation, and then you can specify 23 spacebar, and then you see if you just type 1600 and 1000, the rectangle will be wrong. It will just be a point relative to the first point. In this case, you have to specify the dimension. So type D spacebar and 1600 for the length and 1000 for the width, and then you can move your mouse to define the location of the rectangle, for example here. So just click. And then we can draw rectangle with specified property, for example chamfered rectangle. For example, if I want to draw this rectangle, I do this. First, I will type REC spacebar, and before continue, look at it here. Current rectangle mode, rotation 23, because we used it before, so it's still a rotated rectangle. To reset it, all you need to do is specify the rotation later when there's an option. Okay, so first I will specify the chamfer here. Click the chamfer, and this is asking me the first chamfer distance. The first always the vertical one, so 200 spacebar. Second one 400 spacebar, and then I click the first corner point. Now you can change the rotation by click on the R and type 0, so it will be horizontal one, and then you can specify 1500, 750. Okay. Next, for the elevation. First, I draw a rectangle and type E to specify the elevation, and I type, for example, maybe 500, so it will be 500 above the ground. And I also want to reset the chamfer, so I select the chamfer, change it back to 0 and 0, and then I draw the rectangle of any size. Now if you rotate your view by click on the south here, it means you are looking from the front view. You can see the rectangle is above all other rectangles. So this is the elevation option. So I go back by clicking on the triangle here. Okay. And next one, a one corner rectangle. First, REC spacebar. Again, you see elevation is still 500, so I click elevation, type 0, change it back to 0. And first corner point. Before I click, you can see there's an option fillet. So I click the fillet and I change it to 100, and then I click the first corner point and I type 1500, 750 for the one corner rectangle size. So this is the one. And next one, the thickness. Again, REC spacebar, change the fillet back to 0, and then select the thickness. For example, I give it a thickness 500. and then I just click to corner point. Now if you click on this particular corner here, you can see this is a three-dimensional object with the thickness of 500 I specify. So I go back to the top view by typing a command PLAN and then spacebar twice. 1, 2. So I go back to the top view and I erase this one. Next we have a rectangle with knife thickness of 50. How easy? Spacebar, select the thickness, change it back to 0 and select the width and change it to 50 and click any point and you specify 1500, 750. So a rectangle with knife thickness. Now if you click on the rectangle and Ctrl 1 by holding the Ctrl and 1, you access the property menu. From here you can see it is actually a polyline. Okay, so in AutoCAD there's no rectangle. These are actually polyline objects. Now it's time to do rectangle exercise. Just like before, I suggest you do it yourself and pause the video. After that, go back and watch the answer. Okay, I assume you already did that. Now let's do the rectangle exercise. For the first one, width is 10, 300 to 200. So rectangle command, specify the width to be 10 and click any point as the start point, 300, 200. Okay, so this is easy. I hide the object first. Now second one, you see you don't have the length and width of the rectangle, but instead you have the diagonal length and the angle 60 of these two lines. So how to draw it? The thing is, if this is 60 degrees in the middle, it means that this angle here is 30 degrees. So by having this information 30 degrees and 400, we can draw it. So rectangle command, click anywhere as the start point. Before that, make sure you change width. So click the width, set it to 0. So click anywhere as start point, and then for the other corner, you specify 400 less than 30 degrees and spacebar to finish. Now you know it is actually looking for opposite corner point, not the length and height of rectangle. Okay, let's hide this. This exercise we need to draw 3 rectangles. The first one here, we have area 90,000 and length is 500. The area option of the rectangle command actually includes the effect of chamfer or fillet on the corner of the rectangle. Let's see. So how easy? Spacebar, and then you specify the fillet F here, 50, spacebar, click anywhere as the start point, and then you specify A, spacebar, and input 90,000. You specify length here, and then 500. Now if you click on the rectangle and Ctrl 1, you can see the area is 90,000. So it includes the effects of fillet or chamfer here. Next, I need to draw this rectangle 100 from the corner here. First, spacebar, repeat last command, and select the fillet, change it back to 0. And then to get the exact location here, I use Object Snap From. To do that, I hold the Shift key and right mouse button. Shift right mouse button. So Shift right mouse button. And then I can specify the from here. And then I touch these 2 points and put it somewhere here. Click it. So this is the base point of the point I want. And now, after I specify the base point, it asks me for the offset. Now I type at 100, 0. This is the offset from the base point I specified before. So make sure you type the at 100, 0, spacebar. You see, it will draw directly on that corner. Of course, you can also draw some construction line, but I think this is a good way to do it. So the Object Snap From. And for the second point, I don't know the height, so what I should do? For now, you can specify the dimension option here. For the length, it is 200. Now for the width, you can specify the width by picking lower point and the upper point here. Okay? And then you move your mouse to define the location of a rectangle and click it. So now you know why we have the dimension option. And the last rectangle, first I spacebar repeat last command. I click this as the first point, and the second point you can see should be 200, minus 50 for the y direction. Okay, so we finish this exercise. Let's do this one. Spacebar repeat last command. Click any point as the start point, and here I type out spacebar, and I type 25 for the rotation, and here I have to select the dimension option, and 500 for the length, and 300 for the height, and then click it. Okay, I hide these 2 objects, and this one you cannot use polygon to draw it. Instead, you can use rectangle command. So REC spacebar, and then you specify chamfer. First chamfer distance 100, second chamfer distance 100. And then you click first corner point, and you type out to reset the rotation to 0, and you specify the other corner point to be 300, 300, spacebar to finish. And for the inner shape, you can type a command called offset, O spacebar, and type 20. The 20 is the distance between the 2 lines, so 20, and then select this line and move your mouse inside and click it, and spacebar to finish. So the command is O offset. And next one here, spacebar to repeat last command. Make sure you reset the chamfer here. So chamfer 0 for the first and 0 for the second distance. And then I click the first point and I type 500, 300. So this is the original rectangle. Now I need to change the length from 500 to 400, the line width from 0 to 20. First I will click on the rectangle. You can see this blue box, and then you can click on the middle here and move it horizontally to the left, and then you input 100 spacebar. You see, you change it to 400 now, and then you Control 1 to access the property menu here. from here you specify the global width to be 20. So from here you can see again rectangle is actually a polyline. The final exercise is a real example application of AutoCAD. In the office there's a round table, and for some reason want to change it to a rectangular table and still want to keep it. So what to do? Cut the circle so it become a rectangle by using a jigsaw. Now you have to create a drawing for the carpenter to do it. The thing is, there's a requirement. The resulting rectangular table should be with golden ratio. That means it is a golden rectangle. The length is 1.618 and the height will be 1. So golden ratio, golden rectangle. This is the most beautiful rectangle. Okay. So how to do it? First, I type C, click any point, and radius 300. Now to draw the rectangle, the first thing you need to do is you type XL for the X9 and spacebar, and then you select the center as the first point. For the second point, you type 1.618, 1, okay, and spacebar to finish, and spacebar to finish. So what it means is draw an infinitive line. X9 is the command to draw infinitive line. You draw an infinitive line with the ratio of 1.618 to 1. Okay, and now you can draw a rectangle from this corner to that corner. So now you can convert a round table to a rectangular table with golden ratio. So that finished the rectangle command reference. I wish you like it. Again, if you like it, please subscribe and like. Thank you and bye bye.